So, finally, I can speak about something positive in the pop culture. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz reuniting for fourth Mummy movie. Now, for those of you who have never seen The Mummy, which was released in '99, I would highly recommend it. It's a great kind of, it is an action film that dives into Egyptology, and it is actually the reason that I myself, as a hobby, have always been interested in ancient history, and especially Egyptology and the pyramids, and among other things. I actually have been to the pyramids of Giza, and a lot of that was because of this film. I absolutely adore this film. I love this film. It's just a great action flick with a little bit of horror, a little bit of history. It's got romance. It's got comedy. Brendan Fraser is hilarious in it. Rachel Weisz does a great job as well of playing the bookworm librarian. I forget the name of the actor who played her brother, but he as well is good, Jonathan. You got the sleazy Egyptian. Yeah, it's just great. Absolutely great. And also the sequel, if you know, hence why I said finally, because it stars The Rock with the worst CGI in history as the Scorpion King. That led to The Rock's first major film role, because he played a part, was in the introduction of the film, the first part of the film, as the Scorpion King. So yes, and as a huge wrestling fan at the time, it was, ooh. So, the difference is, why is this a positive thing? Now, there's a positive for me here and a negative. I'm going to go through that now with this article for Variety. The positive is that many people, since Brendan Fraser did The Whale, which he won the Oscar for. If you don't know the history of Brendan Fraser, I would highly recommend checking it out. That man's been through a lot. I'm so happy that he was, by his peers, he was accepted again, because he left Hollywood for a long time. And he is a good actor. There's a great film from the early 2000s called Bedazzled, with, what's her name? I forget her name now. Elizabeth Hurley. Guys, if you've never seen Elizabeth Hurley in the early 2000s, highly recommend Bedazzled. And but she plays the devil. You see, back then there was no politics or anything about casting and blah blah blah. I did not even think for a second, okay, the devil's been played by a woman. It was, wow, it's Elizabeth Hurley in latex. Yeah, that was nice. And Brendan Fraser gets many different roles in that, and it's just hilarious. It's really, really funny. You can't find it too many places, so you might have to bootleg it, but great film as well. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm really, really happy, because this has been called upon since The Mummy 2017 with Tom Cruise. This has been called upon. Fans have been asking, because if you guys don't know as well, there was a second film that came out in 2002. I saw it in the cinema, The Mummy Returns. And the first film I didn't see in cinema, I was too young at the time. And there was a Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which I don't remember when it came out. I should have done more research before this video, seriously. I want to say 2009. So let me check. Okay, it was actually, I was close. 2008. And Rachel Weisz did not reprise the role, because in the film they had a son, and she said I was not old enough to play the character with a son of that age. If you've, again, seen The Mummy Returns, they had a son in that. And I had Jet Li. I love Jet Li, personally. The first thing I ever saw him in was Lethal Weapon 4. And then my first girlfriend got me a film called Fearless. At the time, I was studying Taekwondo. And it's a great film. Jet Li is good and it's cool, man. I mean, we need to go back to having films like this with Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, even Steven Seagal, because sometimes people hate on Steven Seagal. There's going to be a trivial question for the people. The first ever Steven Seagal film is Why I Have My First Real Name. I think you just got to go back to that stupid martial arts films, stupid action films. Of course, we all know Arnold Schwarzenegger and one of my heroes, Sylvester Stallone. I think we need to go back to that. And that's what I think we need in this, because that's what The Mummy was. It was just, again, I wouldn't say stupid. Stupid is a big word to use for this, but it was just, you can watch it and switch off. That's what we need to do, guys. No politics. You're going back to ancient history. You're learning something as well. Okay, it's not based on real history. Parts of it, of course, mummification is, but as far as I know, there are certain aspects that are not true. The Black Book of the Dead, yes, did exist, as far as I know. However, the Hyundai, if I remember correctly, with the scarabs and stuff, as far as I know, no, but who knows. So anyway, let's get into the article. Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are reuniting for another mummy adventure. I'm really, really happy about this. Now, I spoke to some people this morning about this, and they said, yeah, but he needs to lose weight. Brendan Fraser. If he does, if he doesn't, I just want O'Connor. I really don't care. I just want a good, dumb action film based again in Egypt, or they could go to somewhere else. They could go to Cambodia, to Jordan, South America. There's many places, especially now with a lot of stuff coming out about ancient civilizations. If you guys know about Netflix and Graham Hancock's TV series that he did for Netflix, Ancient Apocalypse, you know, a lot of these things are coming out to be true, especially with Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. So who knows what they're going to do. This is the thing that worries me. Filmmakers Matt Bettinelli, Open. Okay, so Matt Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillett, who call themselves Radio Silence, are set to direct the fourth installment in a decades-old action franchise. Yeah, it's very old, guys, because The Mummy goes back to, what was it, 1937? 36, 37? The original Mummy that came out. And they're known for 2019's Ready or Not seen it, and reviving the Scream franchise for Paramount. That's what gets me, the Scream franchise. Why? Because I grew up as well with the Scream franchise. I'm a big Wes Craven fan. If you don't know, guys, Wes Craven, he did The Hills of Eyes, Freddy Krueger, The Scream, probably other things that I don't know about. And this was the first time, when you watch Scream 4, you get Wes Craven. You get a feeling of Wes Craven in that. Scream 5, opening scene, spoiler alert, the girl gets stabbed about 4 or 5 times and survives. Who is Jenny Ortega, by the way, from Wednesday, who plays Wednesday. Straight away, I was like, no. And I know what they were doing. They were trying to do something different to the original films with Wes Craven, whereas, someone doesn't die for a change, but that's why you do it. It's a pattern. That's what you do. You're expecting that, but you make it differently in a more horrific way. That's why you do it. And they totally missed the joke throughout the whole franchise of Dewey, who's played by David Arquette, basically dying in every film but coming back. But it's a joke. That's the joke. And that's a joke. Why? Because he's human. Another franchise like the Friday the 13th, couldn't get it out, franchise, Freddy Krueger, as I said, and of course, among others, Hellraiser. They always come back. That's what's going on right now with other properties. Again, I hate to mention Star Wars in this, but no one's ever truly gone. They are in Star Wars, not in horror. It's a completely different franchise. But what you're doing here, in the opening of Scream 5, in my opinion, is establishing something that, no, it doesn't work. You bring in Jenny Ortega, you kill her off. That's it. So Fraser led the 1999 reboot of The Mummy, which co-starred Vice and became a box office hit. The blockbuster, which follows a treasure hunter who accidentally awakens a cursed Egyptian priest, with supernatural powers, also cemented Fraser as a bankable action hero. He returned for 2 sequels, 2001's The Mummy Returns, 2001, I apologize, 2008's The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Though Vice only appeared in the former, so as I said, The Mummy Returns, he also attempted to resurrect the Mummy with Tom Cruise in 2017, but to no avail. Yes, that was very bad. I love Tom Cruise. The film was a commercial misfire and failed to kick off the studio's so-called Dark Universe. Yes, it was planned, a Dark Universe. Johnny Depp was supposed to be the Invisible Man, and Russell Crowe was someone. I don't remember now. He was someone. Comment in the video. He was supposed to be... I think it was Victor Frankenstein, but was supposed to be someone. Was aiming to utilize Universal's catalogue of classic monsters for a series of interconnected adventures. Again, like I spoke about Doctor Who, and also Star, it's about a good story. So after stepping away from Hollywood due to personal issues, health problems, and assault allegations that he levelled against his former HFPA president, Fraser enjoyed a major career comeback. 2022's The Whale. Was it 2022? Nearly 4 years ago, seriously. Which he earned the Oscar for Best Actor. During the press circle for The Whale, Fraser told Variety he'd be open to revisiting the most popular role, adventurer Rick O'Connell, in another Mummy sequel. Quotations. I don't know how it would work, but I'd be open to it if someone came up with the right concept. Fraser at least has an idea of what won't work. Back in 2022, he dissected why Cruise's take on The Mummy failed to connect with audiences. It is hard to make that movie. The ingredient that we had going for our Mummy, which I didn't see in the new one, was fun. That's why I said make it fun. That was what was lacking in this incarnation. It was too much of a straight-ahead horror movie. The Mummy should be a thrill ride, but not terrifying and scary. I completely agree. Now, guys, what do you think? Let me know. I think I, for once, am very positive about this. Again, if you've not seen the Mummy films, watch them. Again, the Tomb of the Dragon Empire is something to write home about, to be honest. But Mummy 1 and 2. 2 has its cringe moments, but especially... But again, it's fun to watch. That's all I want to do. I want to go and watch things that are fun to watch, not modern day shit I can just escape. And I think that's what entertainment used to be. That's why, hence the word is entertainment. That's what we should be doing. So why not? If Brendan could get in a bit of shape, because I do not want to see a fat Brendan running around. I'm sorry, no disrespect, but it's true. I think it could be good. How they're going to do away with number 3... Probably just not mention it at all. And that's it. So guys, let me know what you think, and I will see you later.